Diddly-di-di-di-do-diddly-dum. Now Mr. Patrick McGinty, an Irishman of note, came into a fortune and he bought himself a goat. A goat's milk is wonderful, I'm sure I'll have me fill. But when he brought his nanny home, he found she was a bill. Now all of the ladies who live in Killaloo are all wearing bustles like their mothers used to do. They each wear a bolster beneath their petticoat, and they leave the rest to Providence and to Paddy McGinty's goat. Diddly-di-di-di-do-diddly-dum. Now Nora Maloney the knot was going to tie. She hung out her trousseau upon the line to dry. Along came the goat and he saw the bits of white. He swallowed all her folderols and on the wedding night, "Turn out the light quick," she shouted unto Pat, "for though I'm your wife, sure I'm not worth looking at. I know I had two of everything I told you when I wrote, but now I've one of nothing all through Paddy McGinty's goat." Diddly-di-di-di-do-diddly-dum. Now Mrs. Riley, she said to her daughter Mary Jane, "Who was that man I saw you walking down the lane? He'd long wiry whiskers all a-hanging from his chin." "'Twas only Pat McGinty's goat," she answered with a grin. But she went away from the village in disgrace. She came back with paint and with powder on her face. She'd rings on her fingers and she wore a sable coat. You can bet your life she never got them from Paddy McGinty's goat. Diddly-di-di-di-do-diddly. Now Mickey Riley, he went to the races yesterday. He won $20 and he shouted hip hooray. He held up the note shouting, "Look what I have got." Along came the goat and he swallowed all the lot. "He's eating me banknotes," says Mickey with the hump. So they sent for the doctor who brought the stomach pump. Well, now they pumped and they pumped for that $20 note, but sure all they got was ninepence out of Paddy McGinty's goat. Diddly-di-di-di-do-diddly-dum. Now old Paddy's goat had a wondrous appetite. For breakfast one morning he ate some dynamite, a big box of matches, then he swallowed all serene, and then he went out and swallowed up a quart of paraffin. He lay by the fireside and didn't give a hang. He swallowed a spark and exploded with a bang. So when you go to heaven you can bet your bottom note that the angel who has whiskers on, and you're dead right, it's Paddy McGinty's goat. Now there's a sweet little village called Mullinalee, which lies just halfway between Cork and the sea, where the boys and the girls are all happy and free, contented and peaceful in Mullinalee. Ah, but sure such an Eden was not meant to be, for trouble descended on Mullinalee, and it came of a sudden like mist from the sea when Peggy O'D came to Mullinalee. Diddly-dum, diddly-di-di, diddly-di-di-dum. She had left as a wee girl, aged about 3, to sail with her parents far over the sea. And she learned some queer tricks in the far USA, and brought them all back here to Mullinalee. The queerest of clothes that you ever did see, her lips and her nails painted red as could be. Such clothes and such style we never did see until Peggy O'D came to Mullinalee. Diddly-dum, diddly-di-di, diddly-di-di-dum. Not a colleen was courted from Cork to the sea, for the boys wanted no one but Peggy O'D. Every one of them thought that his wife she would be, till they found out she'd married old Danny McGee. He was bald as an egg and he turned 83, but he owned half the land around Mullinalee. 'Twas a very fine match, but between you and me, that's why Peggy O'D came to Mullinalee. Diddly-dum, diddly-di-di-diddly-di-di-dum. Then the rumour got round that Miss Peggy O'D, she wasn't quite all she pretended to be. It appears that she'd never been over the sea, but worked as a barmaid across in Tralee. The guards came and took her right back to Tralee. She was wearing her mistress's clothes, do you see? Now everyone's happy except Dan McGee, since Peggy O'D's gone from Mullinalee. Well, you asked me to sing you a verse of a song. It's not very short and it's not very long. You asked me to sing about something that's new, and me dad says I don't mind if I do. Tooraloo, tooralay, 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 tooralay. Well, me name is Dan Murphy, a farmer am I courted a girl, though I felt rather shy. She bid me come in for a moment or two, and me dad says I don't mind if I do. Tooraloo, tooralay, me tooralay, tooralay, tooralay. When we entered the kitchen, 'twas cosy and bright. Soon a fine hearty supper I put out of sight. She have a drop of the Rail Mountain Dew. Happy Dad says I don't mind if I do. Tooraloo, tooralay, with me tooralay, tooralay, tooralay. And when I had finished, I picked up me hat. Says Peggy, the darling, don't leave me like that. Says she, now come on for her one kiss or two. I'll be dad and says I don't mind if I do. Tooraloo, tooralay, with me tooralay, tooralay, tooralay. Well, we kissed and we squeezed in fond lovers' delight, and then she asked me to make her me wife. She, I've a cow and an acre or two. I'll be dad and says I don't mind if I do. Tooraloo, tooralay, with me tooralay, tooralay, tooralay. Next morning we went to the church to be wed. The priest stood before us with a book and he said, now let you take Peggy and Peggy take you. Holy Father says I don't mind if I do. Tooraloo, tooralay, with me tooralay, tooralay, tooralay. Well, now we are married and happy are we, but we've no little babbies to dance on our knee. Says she, wait a while and we might have a few. And me daddin says I don't mind if I do. Tooraloo, tooralay, right, tooralay, tooralay, tooralay. There was an old woman in Wexford she did dwell. She loved her husband dearly, but another man twice as well. With me fa-la-la-la-la-la-lo and right fa-la-la-la-la-dee. Oh, one day she went to the doctor, some medicine for to find. She, will you give me something for to set me all man blind? With me fa-la-la-la-la-la-lo and right fa-la-la-la-la-dee. Oh, give him eggs and marrow-bones and make him sup them all. And it won't be very long after that he won't see you at all. With me fa-la-la-la-la-la-la, and right fa-la-la-la-la-dee. But the doctor wrote a letter and he signed it with his hand, and he sent it to the old man just to let him understand. With me fa-la-la-la-la-la, and right fa-la-la-la-la-dee. So she gave him eggs and marrow-bones and made him sup them all. And it wasn't so very long after that he couldn't see the wall. With his fa-la-la-la-la-la, and right fa-la-la-la-la-dee. Oh, I think I'll go and drown myself, I fear it is a sin. She, I'll come along with you and help to push you in. With me fa-la-la-la-la-la, and right fa-la-dee-da-la-dee. So they jogged and jogged and jogged along till they came to the water's brim. She, you've come to drown yourself and me to push you in. With me fa-la-la-la-la-la, and right fa-la-la-la-la-dee. Then the old woman, she stepped back a bit to rush and push him in. But the old man quietly stepped aside and she went tumbling in. With me fa-la-la-la-la-la, and right fa-la-dee-da-la-dee. Oh, how loudly she did yell and how loudly she did bawl. Or how'd your wish, old woman, sure I can't see you at all. With me fa-la-la-la-la-la, and right fa-la-dee-da-la-dee. Oh, eggs and marrow-bones will make your old man blind. But if you want to drown him, you must creep up close behind. With me fa-la-la-la-la-la, and right fa-la-la-la-la-dee. Come single bell and bow, unto me pay attention. Don't ever fall in love, it's the devil's own invention. Once I fell in love with a maiden so bewitching, Miss Henrietta Bell down in Captain Kelly's kitchen. Tooralooraloorala, right tooralooraladdie, tooralooralooralooralooraladdie. At the age of 17, I was working for a grocer, not far from Stephen's Green, where Miss Belfort would go, sir. Her manners were sublime, she set me heart a-twitching, and she invited me to a hoolie in the kitchen. With me tooraloorala, right tooralooraladdie, tooralooralooralooralooraladdie. Next Sunday being the day that we were to have the flare-up, I dressed myself quite gay, and I frizzed and oiled me hair up. The captain had no wife, so he went out a-fishing, and we kicked up high life below the stairs down in the kitchen. With me tooraloorala, right tooralooraladdie, oh tooraloorala, and me tooralooraladdie. With me arms around her waist, she slyly hinted marriage. To the door in dreadful haste came Captain Kelly's carriage. Her eyes soon filled with hate, and poison she was spitting, when the captain at the door walked straight into the kitchen. With me tooraloorala, right tooralooraladdie, tooraloorala, with me tooralooraladdie. She flew up off me knees, full 5 feet up or higher, and over head and heels threw me slap into the fire. Me new repealer's coat that I bought from Mr. Mitchell, with a 20-shilling note, went to blazes in the kitchen. With me tooraloorala, right tooralooraladdie, tooraloorala, and me tooralooraladdie. When the captain came downstairs and he saw my situation, in spite of all me prayers, I was marched off to the station. They'd take no bail for me, to get home I was itching, but I had to tell them how that I came into the kitchen. With me tooraloorala, right tooralooraladdie, tooralooralooralooralooraladdie. I said she did invite me, but she gave a flat denial. For assault she did indict me, and I was sent for trial. She swore I robbed the house, in spite of all her screeching, and I got 6 months hard for me courting in the kitchen. And me tooralura-la, I tooralura-laddie, tooralura-lura-lura-lura-laddie. Now Tim Finnigan lived in Walkin's town, a gentleman Irish mighty odd. He had a tongue both rich and sweet, to help him on he carried a hod. Now Tim had a sort of a tipping way, with a love of the liquor he was born, and to help him on with his work each day, he'd a drop of the crater every morn. Whack-diddly-dum, dance to your partner, take the floor for the trotter shake. It is the truth, I tell you, we lots of fun at Finnigan's wake. One morning Tim was rather full, his head felt heavy which made him shake. He fell from the ladder and broke his skull, they took him home his corpse to wake. Well, they laid him out on a nice clean sheet, and they rolled him out upon a bed, with a gallon of whiskey at his feet and a barrel of porter at his head. Whack-diddly-dum, dance to your partners, take the floor for the trotter shake. It is the truth, I tell you, we lots of fun at Finnigan's wake. His friends assembled at the wake, and Mrs. Finnigan called for lunch. First they brought in tea and cake, then pipes, tobacco, whiskey, punch. Then Biddy O'Brien began to cry, such a lovely corpse did you ever see? Oh, Tim of Orneen, why did you die? Will you hold your gaps, says Paddy McGee? Whack-diddly-dum, dance to your partner, take the floor for the trotter shake. It is the truth, I tell you, we lots of fun at Finnigan's wake. Then Mickey O'Brien, he ducked his head when a gallon of whiskey flew at him. It missed him and fallen on the bed, the liquor scattered over Tim. Bedad, hear a vibe, see how he rises. Timothy rising from the bed says, whirl your whiskey round like blazes, tan him down, do you think I'm dead? Whack-diddly-dum, dance to your partner, take the floor for the trotter shake. It is the truth, I tell you, we'd lots of fun at Finnigan's wake.